Hello everybody, Eddie V here today, and today is Testing Your Tank 101. So, first thing in hand that you should have is a pen and a notebook to keep track of how you're testing. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to cross the line. Today's date is the 25th, right? Yeah, it's the 25th, so 10/25/2016. Now I'm gonna go ahead and write down the things we're testing for: nitrates, nitrites, pH, AK, which is alkalinity, and KH, which is the same thing but in sort of different form, Ca, which stands for calcium, and Mag, which stands for magnesium, and phosphate. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a Tetra Easy Strip test kit for most of my applications, which is the basic ones. They're not really that accurate, but at least it's something. So I have my sample of water from the tank that I got. So I'm going to dip that in here. I'm going to have around 5 seconds, and then I'm going to let it sit for just a tiny bit. And then what I'm going to do on the Tetra test kits, there's like these charts that show where your water parameters are at. So I'm going to go like this. I don't know if you can view me. So I'm going to view it. I have 0 nitrates, and I have around, looks like around 200 alkalinity, and my pH is at, can't really tell right now, but it looks like it like 8.3. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write it all down first. Basically, I'm gonna write down nitrate at 0, and all the test kits usually read in parts per million, which stands for ppm, and 0 nitrates, parts per million, pH is at 8. I would say, I guess 8.3. The AK was at 200 parts per million. And then we're going to go on to test our KH. So first of all, I'm going to use the API test kit for this one. And this is, make sure the valve you have here is clean. You rinsed it really well. And then what you're going to do is we are actually going to pour. First, let me get a syringe here. We are actually going to pour up to this line right over here, which is 5 milliliters, which I'm going to do out of the sample of water that I got. There we go, we got it. Next, we are going to grab the KH bottle, and there is only one step for this and just one bottle, so it's gonna turn a color. Let's see here, I'll show you guys. So the first drop, that's one drop. So if you, here, let's see here, see it turns blue. It's supposed to be turned, I believe, green, so you have to keep on going on. So until it turns a different color. So that's 3 drops. If it turns to a different color, that's how much KH I got in my water. I know I did it, so we're gonna go down to 5 drops. I'm down to 5 drops. It still didn't change color. I'm gonna go down to 6. My last KH reading was at 7 parts per million. So now we're gonna go for 6. It still didn't change color. 7. We're gonna shake it up. Still didn't change color. So we're gonna go for 8. Still didn't change color. We're gonna go for 9. Still didn't change color. 10. and then it changed color at 10 parts per million. That's where you want to keep your tank at usually, anywhere between 8 and 12. So I got it really right at 8. So that's good. So I'm going to write down the KH was at 8. Alright, so after we're done with that, I'm going to go ahead and test out the phosphates. Alright, phosphates are a little bit different. Make sure, of course, it's clean. And then what we're going to do is we are going to take out and go up to that line up there, which is 5 milliliters, and we're going to fill it up with the water sample I took from my tank. There you go. We got it there. We're gonna use the API bottles. There's 2 steps in the process of testing for phosphates. So we're gonna grab the bottle number 1, and it clearly says in the bottle add 6 drops. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Close the cap of that one. Close the phosphate bottle, and we're gonna shake it for around 10 seconds. After that, we're gonna grab the number 2 bottle and also add 6 drops. If I can get it open though. That's weird. There you go. Alright, so we're gonna go 1. They're kind of slow. They're kind of hard to squish to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So after that, we are going to mix it for about 10 seconds as well. Alright, after we mixed it for around 10 seconds, you're gonna let it sit for about a few minutes. And this is the color test chart for the phosphate, so we're gonna leave it right by the bottle. And next we are going to go ahead and test the calcium. So we're using the Salifert calcium test kit today. And what we are gonna do is we're gonna take all our condiments out, including the instructions, which are though have the chart sheet of what the calcium is supposed to be kept at and what your test results came at. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna add 2 milliliters of the sample water into that bottle. Make sure you got 2 milliliters. Put it in there. And next we are going to use the CA1, right? I get me it, hold on. That's correct. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the CA1, which is a powder mix here. Oops, hold on a second. You gotta be careful not to use a lot of do not spill these very expensive items. They cost $20 each. And do not mix yet. And then we're gonna grab the CA2 bottle. Do this right here. We're gonna open it up, and we're gonna do, it says here, 8 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go put that away. And now instead of shaking it, we are going to swirl it around. You don't shake, you swirl it around for around 30 seconds actually. Alright, I guess that's good enough. So what we are going to do next is we're actually going to go back down to the phosphate test kits. So the phosphate test kit And you go do that by color by looking what the color is. It shows I am at 0.25 parts per million or less. So we're gonna take note of that and write that down. All right. Next, we're gonna go back to the calcium test kit, and we're gonna grab the 3 bottle with this long needle-like syringe, and we are going to pull out a full milliliter of that out. Right, after grabbing a full milliliter, you do not just squish it into the test. You go like this. You slowly and you swirl at the same time. So after we get down to there, and we see that it changed color. Hold on, we're not done yet. I'm gonna do one more drop since it changed color. Another drop. Boom. Now we got our results. It turned out to be dark blue. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna see how much we got left of it. We got exactly 0.001 left, so that's, my calcium is really high, so we're gonna go down to the chart and we see that we are like 495 or 490 of calcium concentration. So the rest of this we're gonna pour in there, which is practically nothing. So we got around 495 calcium right now. So I'm gonna write that down, which is less than last time, which my reading was 500. And next, we're gonna go jump down right now to the magnesium. Grab that out. Put that back in there. And we're gonna go down to the magnesium. Again, we got the chart sheet here. So we're gonna take all our condiments out, and here's what we're gonna do next. The first thing we're gonna do is we of course gonna drop 2 milliliters of that water into the valve. After we successfully do that, we grab the magnesium 1, and we're gonna add 5 drops. Alright. After doing 5 drops, we're gonna swirl it around for 30 seconds. After doing that, we're gonna grab magnesium 2, and we're gonna get a thing of it like here. Put it in there with that spoon. We're gonna swirl it off again for like 10 seconds, and you can see it's turning this nice pink color. So after done with that, I'm gonna put these things away. we're gonna grab the magnesium. I'm gonna fill the lawn needle with 1 milliliter of this. And then we are going to do the same thing we did with the calcium test kit. Swirl it while it goes down. And wait until it changes color. There we go. We got a color change. So we're gonna take this one last reading of it, and it's exactly at 02. So we're gonna pour the rest out. We know it's at 02. And we're gonna check our magnesium table here, and 02 is at 1200 ppm concentration. And since the last time, the concentration of magnesium was at 1,120 parts per million. Now it's at 1,200 parts per million. And I'm gonna write that down. And now, after we're all done with that, we of course clean up after ourselves. But here's another very important thing we must not forget to do. And that is, we can take notes. So, for example, last time I said raise KH and a little bit and magnesium. So, what I'm gonna write down for my notes is raise magnesium a little bit. And the rest thing that I can note is get phosphates down a tiny bit. Alright guys, that's all for today. I hope I explained how I do my testing of the water. That's all it is. Signing off. Hello, Eddie V here, back again. Thanks for watching the video. Like, subscribe, and comment. Comment on what my new videos should be about on Reef Talk. I can answer some of your things maybe, or I can do a answering a specific person question for around 10 minutes, and that'll be my episode of the Reef Talk. Don't forget to follow me on my social media channels, which is on Instagram, it's at Reef Talk. I'll have the link in the description below, and on Snapchat at Ed's Reef Tank.